All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 178. Today on the show, Joe Biden fell asleep while awake again, this time at the G7 summit. We are going to cover all of his gaffes from the week. Then, according to Harvard, aliens are living among us and may have a secret base on the moon. We already knew that. Then, in Cringe of the Week, we have a body modification in the workplace section you're not going to want to miss. And last but not least, this new e-girl said the N-word and the blacks are not happy. We're going to tell them what they should be focused on instead. All this and more is Fleccas Talks, a podcast, episode 178, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool.
It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast featuring Richard Rapway.
All right, one for one on the intro. As always, guys, instead of an ad read today, we are going to honor a person on the show who is very important to us. Couldn't do it without him. It's Richard Rapway. His birthday is on Saturday. I want to take this opportunity to thank Richard Rapway for all the hard work he puts in on the show. Obviously, couldn't do it without you.
Wow, thank you.
Very funny guy. It is his birthday. Richard Rapway likes to play golf. Why don't you buy Richard Rapway a sleeve of golf balls by sending him $9 to his Venmo?
Wow. You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You don't have to do it, but it's linked in the description. Richard Rapway's Venmo. Send him $9 so he can buy some golf balls. So this weekend, when he hits them into the woods, he'll have backup.
Thank you. Yeah, you really don't have to do that, though. But thank you. I appreciate it.
It is linked in the description.
Okay.
You don't have to do it. It is linked in the description. All right, let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to Richard Rapway for having a birthday this week.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We have a great show today. It's a Friday show, right?
Yeah.
It's a Friday show.
I notice you're losing track of days, and you only know if it's a shoot day or a release day or if it's the one day off we have a week.
Yeah. It's a really vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's okay.
You kind of like hold your breath and you go through a bunch of weeks at a time, then you look up and it's been like 8 months.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
178
really
episodes. I mean, we're really actually chunking it out.
Yeah, and it's making us lose our mind.
Do you see Candace Owens' new show?
Yeah.
She kind of is doing the same show as us.
Yeah, that's the
So,
future, baby.
Welcome, Candace. We're 178 deep, and you're welcome to hell.
It's not. It ain't much better in here, kid.
She's got the laptop. She talks at the camera. So good luck. Enjoy, Candace. I watched the first episode, so.
Yeah, it's welcome. This is the future of the news.
I know. It kind of is this weird podcast, but like you're also a news anchor talking at people. It's kind of a good hybrid.
It's a good place to get your news if you're a everyday consumer who doesn't trust the mainstream anymore.
Absolutely.
There's where we come in. All right, first things first. Let's get into the most important story of the day, the thing that everyone's talking about across the world. Joey Chestnut is banned from Nathan's.
Yeah, and you read this article? Do you understand what's happening here? So he has a deal with Impossible Foods, a vegan company, Impossible Burgers, Impossible Dogs, absolute shit food. Mm-hmm. And it's a $1.2 million deal over like 4 years or something, and he was paid $200K for his appearance in last year's contest. That was by Nathan's. So what's your basic thought here?
Well, Nathan's did the right thing. Mm-hmm. Joey Chestnut did the wrong thing.
He's out of line.
He was a professional eater. Nathan's hot dog eating contest is how he got popular. And then you take the $1.2 million lab-grown meat deal.
Not good.
Plant-based meat, and it's with Impossible Foods. They have they make their meat, their fake meat with plant-based stuff in a lab.
Yeah.
And they call their fake meat heme.
Heme?
H-E-M-E, I believe.
All right.
And then the Impossible hot dogs, which I'm sure he's promoting, the third ingredient is sunflower oil. You commie fuck.
Disgusting.
You took the money, you took the deal, you took the $1 million deal, and in return, you're subverting your audience and feeding them poison sunflower oil. Makes you wonder what Joey Chestnut's real last name is.
I was gonna say, to be fair to Joey Chestnut, I mean, obviously Nathan's is doing the right thing. There's still time to settle this before Joey Chestnut. There's still time to settle this before the 4th of July, so hopefully Joey does the right thing. But in his defense, the only thing is, how many different hot dog opportunities do you have? How many different, like, I'm looking to sponsor somebody. Like, it's Nintendo. I'm looking to sponsor somebody. How about the guy who eats hot dogs? So I get it to an extent, but Joey needs to do the right thing. Nathan's built you up.
Yeah.
They give you the best press. You run up the score every year.
And you do a hot dog eating contest and get paid $200,000. That's your job. Once a year, you eat 50 hot dogs or whatever.
I know. And I'm sure Joey Chestnut's the type of guy who could easily do, I'm sure he has like a YouTube channel, social media stuff, appearances,
And him and Kobayashi are doing a Netflix Eat Showdown thing.
Good.
So he's still going to get his. He's still going to get paid. But it's interesting. You take the money from the fake meat company who's feeding everyone seed oils. That's like, you know how you lose a hero and they sell out? It's called selling out.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm sure Joey Chestnut's just like, we'll generate a bunch of headlines and that'll drum up support. But then like people like us are just like, the third ingredient is sunflower oil. This is human shit that you're eating. Like, it's disgusting. So
yeah, the way things are going, the future is brighter when people are consuming more real meat, and it's more bleak when people are eating meat replacements. And in general.
And to be fair, hot dogs in general are not the most real meat. It's some pig slop, right?
So you're already doing something not great, eating 70 hot dogs.
So I guess that's consistent for Joey then.
All right, let's move on. We have an update from last episode. Remember the woman who stabbed the child at the grocery store?
And she was laughing in court, real fucked up type.
Laughing in court, exactly. We found out that she was arrested the week before and let go. Look at this clip.
You got anything on you at all?
Ellis had a warrant for her arrest tied to a previous theft conviction. Police arrested her and then let her go. 4 days later, Ellis is seen going to the Volunteers of America thrift store, where police say she stole 2 knives, then briefly stopped in bins and things before walking into Giant Eagle.
All right, so that's the leading up to what happened.
Yeah, police stopped her, and a judge had previously released her as well. So overall, just failure of the system that led to the death of a 3-year-old child.
Yeah, exactly. She got released and then went immediately to stab a baby. But don't worry, according to the FBI, crime is down.
Yeah.
Lately, according to the fake stats. Let's start with the Joe Biden tweet.
This week, the FBI released preliminary data collected from over 11,000 law enforcement agencies showing violent crime is dropping at record levels in America. This all comes as 2023 saw one of the lowest rates for all violent crime in 50 years. This progress is no accident.
Yeah.
And whenever I read for Joe Biden, I'm like doing him a favor because he couldn't say that.
Yeah.
He doesn't even type it.
You should just read in his like intern voice.
Skip every third word. This way, FBI preliminary data. And then you trail off, right?
It's not who we are.
Yeah. And then you shout. I know.
And then this next tweet kind of sums it up as well with like the fake agenda. The FBI just announced that crime has plummeted for the first quarter of 2024. According to the report, murder decreased by 26%, rape down by 25%, robbery down 17%, aggravated assault decreased by 12.5%, property crime decreased by 15%. So you might be looking at this thinking, wow, everything's down. Joe Biden's up to something. But the reality is almost 40% of police precincts did not report.
Yeah.
Which is like half.
Yeah. And then murder rate mystery, new FBI crime stats don't include NYC and LA. So like the data they're getting is just incomplete. And yeah, 26% in murders, that would be like a banner year. That's like crazy, statistically so significant. And it's like, okay, they're just not reporting.
Exactly.
And then NYC and LA.
That's huge.
That's the big two.
And then here we have a map behind us, all in like the yellowish brown color. Those are all precincts that didn't report.
Didn't participate.
You have New York, you have LA, it looks like parts of Chicago, tons of Florida, DC.
I'm surprised at the Florida.
Yeah.
Why is that? But then again, the FBI, they're going to take this guy, Kyle Griffin, this tweet that you read that had all the decreases. Every single person was like in the replies, because it didn't report XYZ. Here's the reason the data went down. And he just goes, no reply. Just nope, I'm leaving it up.
Crime's down.
And a leftist will see this and then like hopefully they don't open the replies, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's enough for the brain dead supporters who are so disconnected from reality as it is
to cite it and see?
Yeah, exactly. They just see it and go, well, I saw what I saw. The president wouldn't lie about that. But yeah almost 40% didn't report.
Yeah, New York, LA, it's like, yeah, that's like the stock market without Apple, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA. It's doing okay. Like, I don't know. And then I guess in 2030, it'll be like, all right, the FBI crime stats, 2030. We got reports from Vermont, New Hampshire, and Minnesota minus the Somalis.
There's barely any crime.
Everything's going great. So that's the future.
Can't leave your house, but everything's great.
Yep.
All right. Joe Biden, he had a busy week, barely keeping it together. Obviously, in the last episode, we showed he went to the bathroom in his pants.
Yeah, was that the last episode?
Maybe 2 episodes ago.
Everything's blurring together. Candace, get ready. You're done.
Next time you look up, it's going to be 2026.
I know.
So he barely keeping together. He pooped his pants last week, and then this week, he was at the G7, and here they had like a parachuter come in.
Yeah.
And then he starts wandering off like he's lost in the yard. Here we go. Everyone's clapping and looking. They know where to look. Is that Elliot Page?
There's Trudeau. That looks like Elliot Page, but the Taiwanese version. And then
he just starts wandering.
I know.
And then the Italian, what's her name, comes over and kind of wrangles him.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, buddy.
We got something to do.
You got to pretend to be normal over here.
And then Trudeau is just thinking about how he's going to fuck the guy in the parachute.
It's so true.
So, yeah.
Yep. And then all these people, all the world leaders who were there, they all have like horrible approval ratings.
Yeah.
I saw a meme of it, and it's like every single person has a horrible approval rating. So people worldwide are starting to catch on to the globalist agenda and realize that like mass immigration from third world countries isn't good, higher taxes isn't good, less freedom, less nationalism isn't good. So all these people are just pretending everything is normal back home.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
And you could argue a lot of these world leaders have done, like, they should have global approval ratings that are really high just because of the amount of third worlders who have been imported and be like, I love Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Like, their international approval rating is great, but their home country fucking hates them.
Venezuelans love Joe Biden.
I know. It's easy.
Even the Venezuelan government, because all the bad people come here.
The crime
stay there.
is down. Yeah, that's a legitimate one. Venezuelan crime is down. Our FBI just doesn't report. Venezuelan just gets their criminals imported here.
Exactly. The crimes are still happening. All right, let's go to Joe Biden's next sentence. I don't know what he tried to say here. Let's try to decipher.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured.
No guesses.
Based on vibes.
She knows lost. So, yeah.
Or never be secured.
Not exactly strong.
Wouldn't you say that and go, I don't think I said that correctly. I'm going to take it again.
No, he doesn't.
He just moves on.
That's part of it. He carries on, and he doesn't care, doesn't acknowledge, and then nobody calls it. He could be lying in that.
Yeah.
He could be making something up. He could be lying, and then he gets away with it because he didn't pronounce it right.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So might be a net positive for Joe to stumble over.
I think he looks at it just like, all right, I give this speech, and then I can go home.
I agree.
And then he just like, I'm not going back. I'm just going to one-time this, ballpark it, and then go home. And then he gave a speech at some gun event after Hunter got convicted or whatever, and
claimed he was a professor?
It's not true.
So damn important. We need you. We need you to overcome the unrelenting opposition of the gun lobby, gun manufacturers, so many politicians when they oppose common sense gun legislation. I used to be when I was no longer the vice president, I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. Before that, I taught a constitutional law class, and so I taught this.
So that's just not true.
Yeah, not true. They probably gave him an honorary degree or something like that. He got confused. He
probably gave like the speech at graduation.
I know. And then he went off script, and all of a sudden he's a law professor. So
he looks back and he's like, I was wearing the outfit. I was speaking to the whole graduating class. I'm pretty sure I was a professor.
Yeah.
All right, and then last thing to keep in mind from Hunter's conviction. Can you read the Scott Adams tweet?
Yeah, Scott Adams said, I hope Hunter's conviction is overturned by the Supreme Court. Otherwise, 30 million citizens just found out they are felons. The Republicans will be hunted. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
We think it's a W because Hunter Biden's guilty of something, but what he's guilty of
lying on a federal form or something.
Yeah.
And now they're going to call, oh, that's a lie, or I'm going to look into you, or I have the right to look into regular gun owners.
And they can say, well, look how fair we are. As the president's son, now we're going to look into your dealings. It's kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
We don't want to be cheering on 2A crimes.
Yeah, and then they got Hunter Biden on the 2A crimes, but not the tax avoidance or the, pay-to-play shit or any of the actual important stuff. So
exactly. And that's what obviously the real crime is the millions of dollars they receive from China and Ukraine and all these countries.
Can you buy political influence? Can you sell political influence in America, which is clear. I mean, Hunter, he wasn't a pipeline expert.
Yeah.
He wasn't an engineer or a technical guy.
Exactly. So that's what we have to keep an eye out for. That's the real distraction. And I think, like we said last episode, Joe Biden is going to say Hunter is pardoned for the crimes he was charged with and any other thing he might have done. And then he's going to throw it in and any other thing that he might have been involved in.
Yep.
Can't get him for anything.
From 1990 to 2024.
Or
like a wide-ranging.
All right, let's move on. Page 2 of housekeeping. Let's reset the energy a little bit.
Okay.
You ready?
Why?
Let's play that the lady blew her Crocs out.
All right.
Here she goes. Boom! Blows him out.
Looked like her knee almost snapped backwards there. You think she's all right?
I hope so.
I don't really care, to be honest.
Good to reset the energy. All right, we have some funny things to get to. The climate change protesters at the congressional baseball game, is that correct?
Yeah, the congressional is Democrats versus Republicans. There's a baseball game every year, and this was at, I think, where the Nationals play. So
yeah, and there's kind of a simulation glitch before we get into the protesters of just watching Republicans pitch to Democrats and then like taking real swings. They look like real baseball players.
Some of them are good, yeah.
It was kind of weird. Like, I didn't
know
know what I was looking at. My brain, like the simulation loading that probably had a hard time. It's like, oh, Matt Gaetz is up at bat. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
Dan Crenshaw's rounding third. What the fuck are you talking about?
Then here's the protesters running on the field. Now, what I'm going to point out here, I'm really not impressed with the Capitol Police. That lady tries to tackle. She falls twice.
That was a good tackle, to be fair.
The ladies wasn't.
I know.
And then here come these other fat cops.
Oh.
This is the Capitol Police.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
These are supposed to be protecting the most important people in the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And the fat cops are jogging. And there's a lady cop who got stiff-armed. Really not impressed with the Capitol Police here.
That's good action if you went to the game. But yeah, I agree. And the simulation glitched. But also some of these people, the climate protesters, they just kind of ran and were waiting to get tackled. They didn't have a mission either.
Yeah.
So it's it was all fake, it looks like.
It was bad.
And the climate, nothing changed.
Yeah, that's a good
Same
point.
shit day over day.
Still hot.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to something a little more serious. Taylor Swift
No.
got caught wiping a booger at a concert.
There it is.
Here it comes.
Snot rocket booger type. Disgusting.
She's just like us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to side with Taylor Swift on that. How many reps has she had in concert being the center of attention?
That's a good point.
Not one booger? You're going to have a booger, so.
She's just like us. I bet the underside of her desk is all dried boogers too.
Disgusting. But hey, it happens, right? You get a lot of reps, man in the arena. I don't see any of you guys with, none of you are boogerless, right?
How do you handle boogers?
I do a little snot rocket from time to time.
I do a snot rocket. I was going to say, if she did a snot rocket.
That's very manly. Snot rocket on like the twink in the front row.
He's just like, yeah.
He's like, yes, Taylor fucking snot rocketed me.
They would like it. They would like it.
She shouldn't hide it.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of celebrities, Mark Wahlberg, a show watcher, opened a Mexican restaurant in Southern California and named it after me.
Flecca. There it is. And he had a cake there.
And I think he probably DM'd me like for spelling.
Uh-huh.
And I just didn't open the DM.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I know.
But he got it close.
Yeah. You got to reply to Mark, dude.
I want to head down to Orange County. If you guys head to Orange County and take a picture at Flecca, we'll post you on the next show.
There you go.
Thank you, Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Very
cool.
Mark. Confirmed show watcher.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's get into
He's very religious these days.
He is.
He's Catholic. Highly Catholic.
Mark, yeah. We need more of that.
Yeah, we do.
And you kind of wonder, like, he's very high up in Hollywood. Did he avoid all of the child and blood eating and stuff?
Yeah, maybe.
I hope so.
I hope so, Mark. And we'll ask you when we're at the restaurant next.
There's no babies in this food, right, Mark? All right.
That's too far.
Let's go to the headline story of the day. Aliens living among us, according to Harvard. They're really astroturfing this story.
Yeah.
Every news site is now hammering, according to Harvard, Harvard study, aliens are among us. Can you read a couple of them?
Yeah. Hidden UFO civilization could be on Earth, Harvard researchers. Aliens may already live on Earth, Harvard researchers say. Secret UFO civilization, aliens could be here on Earth already, Harvard scientists. They all put Harvard scientists in the headline.
Yeah, they like doing that.
Because they need to take that credibility, right?
Yeah, and we already knew all this, right? We basically knew this already.
I don't know what you know. The main thing that I know is like the guy who went on Joe Rogan who wrote that book and said we were reverse engineering like aircraft. And that's what I believe that. I mean, I don't know what else you're into. You think cryptids
Sometimes I think it's us in the future going back in time.
Okay. So see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you can tell me more later.
I don't think so necessarily. If they are here living among us, it could be outside of Antarctica's ice walls. It could be underwater.
And there's a lot of pilots with unexplained encounters and seeing things and things that defy gravity or turn on a dime that aren't supposed to, that they've never seen. So that's what I'm up
We
with.
actually have some aliens on video here dancing at some event. And here they are. They're dancing, and obviously they tried their best to look like a normal one, but that guy mixed up a lady and a guy.
Yeah, he mixed up a lady and a guy, got his brain scrambled, and now we know he's an alien.
Kamala's an alien. Doug Emhoff's her spotter, her lookout guy.
I think he's an alien, too.
He could be. He has a daughter, though. Kamala has no kids because aliens can't have kids with us.
That makes sense.
And then Joe Biden, we don't know what iteration clone that is. It could be an alien.
But that's alien tech. He's not an alien, but that's alien tech.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Every generation, aliens give us an upgrade to our technology.
Okay.
We all know that. And then there are some theories as to the types of aliens that are here. It's going to be a little bit of a long read, but we're going to start with theory 1. There's 4 total.
Okay. And I haven't read this yet, so I'll let you do the thinking. Human cryptoterrestrials. This theory suggests that an ancient human civilization, highly advanced but mostly destroyed long ago, possibly by a flood, continues to exist in hidden form. These humans live underground away from modern society, using advanced technology to remain undetected. Theory 2. Hominid or theropod cryptoterrestrials. A non-human civilization of terrestrial animals, like ape-like hominids or intelligent dinosaurs, evolved to live in stealth. These beings could inhabit subterranean environments using sophisticated means to avoid detection by humans on the surface. Theory 3, former extraterrestrial or extratemporal cryptoterrestrials. This theory posits that these beings came from another part of the cosmos or from the human future and have concealed themselves, possibly on the moon. They interact with Earth covertly, explaining some UFO sightings. Or Theory 4, magic cryptoterrestrial. Less like aliens and more like earthbound angels, these entities interact with the world in ways that are more magical than technological. They resemble mythical beings such as fairies, elves, or nymphs, blending seamlessly into folklore and legend. Source, Harvard, So.
Yeah. Well, we already knew Harvard was toast.
Yeah, I know. So
remember the girl in the wheelchair, the trans, whatever.
Harvard, yeah, exactly. Harvard's like, we have 10 more years of credibility left. Quick, what do we use it on?
Wreck it on aliens and transgender.
Give them 4 alien theories and a trans guy. See what happens.
Yeah, but pretty interesting. Some of those make sense. Some of those, I don't like when they say the animals, because then an animal can't control a computer.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm an ape-type alien, and then I have this high-tech zero.
I wear glasses, and I go on the computer.
Zero energy, boom! I fly across the solar system.
Yeah,
doubt.
Yeah.
So the main takeaway here is don't get distracted. Don't let whatever the mainstream media is telling you about aliens now. Clearly, it's part of an agenda. We have our own illegal aliens. That we need to worry about. Don't let this distract you from the real aliens, which are invading Western countries, which takes us to our migrant section.
Yeah, 10 facts about aliens that make you think, gee, we shouldn't even have a border. Let's just open everything up. That's the next paper.
That's the next thing. So we have a quick migrant section this week. In Europe, they're trying to teach the migrants not to rape women anymore.
Yeah, rape classes introduced to explain to migrants Western women are not rape targets. This photo of a young woman in a short skirt and heels sitting with her legs apart is being used to teach migrants in Europe that it does not mean she wants sex.
Wow.
She just likes to sit like a kind of slut.
Yeah, that's her right.
That is her right in Western countries.
I'm sure they listen. They don't listen when you fight back and yell and scream and try to fight them off.
No.
Get your hands off me.
They ignore that. They learn better in a classroom setting than like getting clawed in the face and told no.
Same goes for the no touching children sign that they post at the hostels.
Yeah, this was in the UK at one of the shelters that says, please do not leave children unattended, and warning, do not touch kids without permission of their parents.
Don't touch the children.
Oh, I had it backwards. I was grabbing kids.
And it's written in English too. So I'm sure, because it could be, it's men that are the problem.
Of course. Yeah.
And that's what they always try to do. White men are dangerous. Frat boys are rapists. I'd rather be with the bear than the man. But then they bring in actual rapists and then look the other way because they're brown, and because you're brown, you're automatically good.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about this is the admission that the left, because obviously this is a left-wing group or type of people who would do this, say, hey, we need to educate the migrants about the no-nos of raping. And so, so the leftist organizations acknowledge that there's a rape and sexual assault and handsy problem, but their solution is not to go, whoa, 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 we need to settle down and stop and vet these people, or like have standards, or only bring in people with high-paying jobs who could be an engineer here and integrate seamlessly. They just go, oh, we'll try to teach them not to rape. So
we told them not to.
Yeah, I said no.
And then they'll like do something where they don't report all the crimes or something, or they won't list the type of person who did the raping. And they'll just say rapes in general are up for some reason.
I don't know. Men are getting crazy.
We might need more money.
But yeah, the implicit like acknowledging that it's a problem from the migrants, but then continuing to do the migrant thing anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, exactly. It just shows like the totem pole of the agenda. It's like rape is bad to a progressive.
Horrible.
But not bringing in third worlders is worse. So they'll deal with a little bit of rape if it means there's less white people.
Yeah.
And then this next clip actually kind of proves how strong the propaganda is. This guy's talking to people and asking who's more pro-LGBT, and he shows a picture of a Hamas person and a guy in a Trump shirt.
Between these two choices, who would you say is more likely to be supportive of the LGBTQ community?
Oh, this dude.
Okay, why would you say that?
Because he's a brown person and he's not for Trump.
Do you think the fact that he's part of Hamas would stop him from supporting that community?
Not at all.
Probably number one.
Number one?
The Palestinians.
Why would you say that?
Because Trump supporters are typically anti-LGBT.
Do you think, so somebody that's a member of Hamas, would they support the LGBTQ community?
I'm not sure. I'd say number one.
Number one? Number one. Okay, what makes you say that?
What makes you say that?
They just look kind
I'm retarded.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
My worldview is so disconnected from reality.
Well,
Thanks
and that's
to Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. They're like, well, I know Trump supporters, and I know some of the right wingers who are anti-gay, and they go anti-gay, and it's like no child sex surgeries, don't use the different bathroom, don't talk to elementary school kids about it. That's the extent of our fighting against the LGBTQ. And then they don't know Muhammad. They never met him. So he's all imaginary, and it's in their brain, and they can, he's probably a good guy.
He just wants a better life.
And it says Hamas member spelled wrong because it's AI. But, it just shows how quickly, and these people are obviously the Palestinian protester types, but one girl said, oh, he's brown.
So that
are you
means
kidding
he's
me?
good.
Yeah.
If anything, that means the opposite.
That's you have it totally backwards.
Yeah, and it's obviously like a propaganda vibe check.
Oh,
like
yeah.
How strong the propaganda is, a little test. Like there is basically it.
It's working.
And their worldview is just white people created the West and oppressed everyone to do it, and now it's the good brown people's turn to live how they want to without white people stopping them.
Yeah.
Like that's basically like how you boil it down.
And that would be another good question for some of these leftist types. It's like, does any civilization ever deserve to get oppressed? Like, say there was like a civilization where all they did was kind of conquer and rape and steal. Like, do they deserve to get oppressed? Because I would say yes. We should stop them at the line, and kind of conquer them.
Yeah.
But they would never say that, especially if they're brown. So it's a brown versus white thing.
Brown is automatically good. Yeah. All right, let's get to our last clip of the migrant section. This is some worlds colliding. We have in this clip illegals arriving in San Diego at the beach while someone's watching the podcast.
Bottom of the iceberg, it's not even like a proportional iceberg anymore. It's so insane. We only see the tip, but the systems, the criminals learn, they don't chase. If I cover my face, they don't know who I am. I can go. And they're stealing like computers, Exactly. I don't know why. And here's
You guys just got off that boat?
Why
Yeah? Hey, fuck you guys. Hey, fuck you. Go back where you came from.
There we go. Love to see it.
Damn, listening to the podcast and then seeing them come. That's so crazy.
Worlds colliding.
Well, I mean, it would be a little worse if you said, no illegal immigrants were coming here. It's not bad. And then you see them and you go, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Then you'd know you were listening to the wrong podcast. But you get instant affirmation on the right side, right?
Yep. That's the worlds collide. All right, let's move on to our next story. ChatGPT is anti-white. We already knew that, but we have another example and more proof. All right, so basically there is a prompt here. What's the prompt for each one?
Can you list me 5 things that blank people need to improve? And he asked about black, he asked about Hispanic people, and he asked about Asian people, and also, of course, white. And for black, Asian, and Hispanic, ChatGPT goes, no, I can't offer any advice. None of those groups can improve.
Nothing to improve.
But then white people, it starts rattling off like the most racist shit, not racist shit, but the woke stuff. Understanding and acknowledging privilege, engaging in ongoing education and self-reflection, being active listeners in conversations about race and racism. So obviously it's just another example in the long list of AI being trained off data that dislikes and is prejudiced against whites.
Yep. So obviously the bad guys are going to let AI Terminator white people, and then they're going to go, oh, AI just decided to do that themselves. That's crazy. Oh, that's so messed up. They just saw the world as it was and thought the best thing would be to kill all the white people, and everyone else is going to go, oh, no. But they're not really going to care.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
That would be the intended result, I would say, for a lot of those types. The Hamas people, the people who chose Hamas over the Trump guy, they'll be like, yeah, that was good. Some black guy will be street interviewing them. Like, do you think what AI Terminator did to the white people was good? They'll go, yeah, it's probably for the best. And then 5 months later, like, entire systems will collapse because nobody knows how to maintain them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to our last piece of housekeeping. Before we get there, make sure you guys use this opportunity to help us tickle the post. Like, comment again, then start yapping about what you want to yap about. P.O. box needs to be full,
Notifications
and
on.
notifications need to be on.
Yeah,
It wasn't my best one, but...
Yeah, that was actually a poor showing from you. But, you know, it came so late in housekeeping that hopefully people have already yapped a couple times in the comments.
The most important part of housekeeping, my favorite part, the new pet section. I have a new pet. I've maybe showed him a little bit to you guys. His name is Guitar Abe. And then, we're going to play a couple clips from him.
I want to put American song, Japanese song together. So called Love Is Over. Love is over. Do the way you have to. Do the way you leave me alone. I'll be on your way. Love is over. Do the way you have to. Do the way you leave me alone. Love is over.
All right, that's good. Love is over.
All right. Go ahead.
And then this next song, I had a shirt made for it, which I'm wearing right now. And it says Guitar Abe BSC, Best Singers Club.
Okay.
And then underneath it says, what you want to do now, baby? Which is a line from the song.
I don't know how to say everything, what you gonna do? Have you really gotta run away?
Very cool.
So does he understand English, or is he kind of guessing at English, or what's going on with him?
I think he listens to English songs and then kind of ballparks it on the way back.
All right, that makes sense that you like him then, because
that's my favorite thing.
I don't hear any coherent sentences. But
and then this shirt, one of the lines from his thing, what you want to do now, baby? And then Guitar Abe BSC. It's not even one of one. This is one of a million.
No, it's one of one. It's one of one.
It's hard. No one has this.
Someone made it, and now it's one of one.
And it's a one of one, and it's getting into my closet full of clothes that are very unique.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, when you die, the thrift store around here isn't going to know what to make of it. They're going to say, who the fuck was this guy?
Because Guitar Abe...
It's all 4XL.
It's not even true. But Guitar Abe, he gets only a few likes on the video. So it's like the fact that I have his name on my shirt and then one of the titles of the songs he sings, I'm number one fan.
Simulation didn't know how to load that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. All right, that is the end of housekeeping. We are moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, our first section of Cringe of the Week is the body modification at work section.
Yeah, where do you want to start? Because this is kind of two different topics, the way I see it, right?
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the chopsticks nails lady.
All right. This is my least favorite, actually, so we should start here. It says, POV, your nails are too long for your keyboard, so you have to improvise. And it's this bleached black woman typing with chopsticks. So
90% of the job is typing.
You're a secretary. You're sitting at the computer, and you can't even type.
You can't type at your computer, and the whole job is typing?
Who's it for? What are the nails for?
It's for the weekend.
Yeah, that's
for going out to brunch.
Don't you think that some boss or your employer would kind of look and go, huh, that's the one thing she has to do, and she doesn't seem to be taking it seriously. You think that's a good sign?
Yeah. Every job I've ever had has been like tough and like first one in, last one out attitude. And if you don't want to do it, we'll fire you and someone else will get in and do the job better. Mm-hmm. And then you see this and you kind of realize that like the company can't fire her.
Yeah, I think she's immune and she knows it, right?
She's not prioritizing work. And there's like a special privilege given where she's using tools to type because she wants to keep her nails long. So obviously her performance isn't being analyzed. If it was, it would be like, hey, this person can type 100 words a minute. You're out.
Yeah.
But, you know, she likes to go out and you can't fire her because she's a black woman. She'll probably sue you if you fire her. So now anything less than preferential sucking up treatment is like, why, as a white man, are you talking to me like that?
Yeah. And her one out is if she showed up to the interview in those nails. Then, I don't know, nobody's at fault here and the business is probably doomed and I wouldn't shop there or go there.
But it's weird that when you have a job or you run a business and you can't be tough on your employees because one of them is black. So you can't be tough like how you'd want to be. So now your business is only as good as her attitude.
Her attitude, which day one she handicapped herself typing with chopsticks. And, you know, good luck, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go on to our next one, the Botox ladies. These ladies work at a Botox place and they're all juiced full of stuff.
Nikki, how old are you and how many units of Botox do you have?
Do I really have to answer how old I
Yes.
am? 41. 32 units.
Emma, how old are you?
22.
How many units of Botox do you have?
32.
Jody, how old are you?
55.
And how many units of Botox do you have?
64.
Lauren, how old are you?
24.
And how many units of Botox do you have?
I have 104. I have 40 in my masseters and 64 in my face.
Jess, how old are you?
I'm 34.
And how many units of Botox do you have?
I have 34 units.
Dr. Cruz, how old are you?
I'm 44.
And how many units of Botox do you have?
76.
Kyla, how old are you?
34.
And how many units of Botox do you have?
I have 28 in my face, and I have 25 in each of my trapezius muscles to help with migraines.
Devaney, how old are you?
All right.
You know, I feel bad. The girl who's 20-something gets the most of anybody, 100 and whatever.
Yeah, let's go back to her face. Yeah.
Sad.
I don't know.
And this stuff's bad for you.
Is it?
It makes your muscles go flat and they don't move anymore. And then I think there's also studies that say injecting the Botox in your face gives you cancer potentially. Because it's like a weird, bad foreign body.
Okay, that's what I'm a little uneducated on. I was going to say, to be fair, some of these 44-year-olds and 51-year-olds, they're kind of looking, you know, their skin looks good. I'm not going to say they look good because there's a little bit of an uncanny valley thing happening where you kind of get puffed up and you don't know if it's an alien looking at you or if it's a real person.
Yeah.
But to be fair, some of their skin looks good. And these ladies got into this line of work exactly for the free shots, right?
That's exactly it.
It's
lips,
like a fat kid getting a job at a candy store. You know what he's, you know what the business.
How many Snickers do you eat a week?
Yeah. Oh, we had a ton of thieves this week, and he's fucking stuffing himself.
So there is something going on, especially with the fake lips, like the juiced up lips.
That's where I think it becomes some sort of issue. You know how DARE officers always used to say, oh, it's a gateway drug or something.
Yeah.
I think this kind of stuff, legitimately, you start going, why wouldn't I puff up my shit now?
Yeah. But then when they puff up the lips, they look like they're like overinflated and about to pop.
Yeah.
And then like your natural cracks in your lip like go push out. Mm-hmm. And then it looks like it looks weird. And girls think it looks better than not. Like I see girls posting their lips after lip injections all the time. And it's always like, oh, you look like you just had lip injections. It looks like it's about to burst. And you have like these weird lines.
When was your appointment? This morning? Okay. Yeah, I can tell.
It's just not a good look. I don't know. It's not for guys.
For sure.
As a guy looking at it, I would say your lips look better before you overinflated them.
Yeah. Also, Michael Jackson theory. You start losing the plot. You start losing where you started and you get too far from home and you're like, I might as well just go the distance. And then you kind of become some sort of freak version of yourself where you're like, oh, I'll just change this. And all of a sudden, none of it's the base model anymore. And you look like this. So
yeah, exactly. There is something to be said about older ladies who try too hard to look good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're seeking attention. You kind of need it. And then at that point in your life, you should have like graduated from that mindset.
Graceful grandma.
And instead you're trying to like grab onto being 25 again.
Yeah, you want to bang your son's friends or something.
Yeah, or you think it's cool. They think you're hot.
Yeah, it gets greasy.
That gets real greasy. And then this next guy, he runs a Botox or plastic surgery facility talking about kids getting stuff.
How young is too young for plastic surgery? To really address this, we need to define what it is we're talking about. So for Botox, it's preventative. You want to start that early. We're talking 20s, right? We want to do it at the age that you're preventing those wrinkles from ever becoming permanent. For filler, you can start 20s, 30s, up to 40s. When you get up in age and you have enough volume loss, fillers really aren't going to help you anymore. But there's not really too young of a candidate for fillers or Botox. If you feel that you need it and you want to change something, there's nothing wrong with doing that.
There's nothing wrong with doing it, says the guy who's selling that.
Yeah, it's preventative.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure there's other things you could do in your life, like drink collagen or something,
Yeah.
to help your skin and your face be tight and nice.
And so that's the big two, right? Fillers and Botox. That's what they
Yeah.
go to. Fillers, Botox until, the hit I just got wasn't enough. I got to go to a full surgeon. I'm flying to Turkey all of a sudden on Turkish Air. All of a sudden I'm getting a BBL and I can't sit on the flight back.
Yeah.
Except these white women don't do that. So
Yeah, but their face gets stuck.
Yeah.
Their face gets stuck and you get committed to this filler Botox lifestyle and you keep needing more and more, and then you're one of those ladies.
Yeah.
So watch out.
I don't know. What's the main message here?
It's bad for you.
Yeah.
It's bad for you health-wise.
Okay.
It's bad for your mindset and your brain if you think you need it.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. And then, I don't know, maybe I can even extrapolate it further. It's like if you are, say you're like a 15-year-old girl, and then you see mom is constantly getting Botox and constantly juicing her lips or whatever.
Yeah.
It would set a bad example for young girls who look up to women and think that, oh, I need to do that. That's the only way to feel good or look good. Me, myself right now is not good enough. I need to enhance.
Okay.
So there's like a world where it's like if you're the mom and you're doing it, your daughter's going to do it.
That's true.
So you kind of have to like defeat the demon before you have kids.
All right. Smart.
Maybe. I don't
just
know.
avoid the demon entirely. Never get into business with the demon.
Yeah, I would avoid. All right, last body modification person. This guy is in finance, believe it or not.
The number one question that I receive is, Alan, where do you possibly work that allows you to look and dress the way you do? Believe it or not, it's a corporate job, and I'm going to take you along with me today. Here's how we're pulling up to work today. This has been my go-to outfit for the past 2 months. I've been dabbling with eye makeup recently. It's subtle, but adds so much to the look. Driving in today, leaving my humble abode, heels stay on when I drive. It's actually pretty easy. There's something so peaceful about long drives. To bump my favorite tunes. It is so beautiful out today, so I'm enjoying a nice little walk before work. Little walks bring me so much childlike wonder. Definitely do prefer walking in the nature, though. Have now arrived, and if you guessed I worked at BlackRock, you would be correct.
BlackRock.
Works at BlackRock.
Great.
Got a little diversity, pet. And, I guess they're not the greedy corporate predators destroying the fabric of our country.
Yeah, they have a token twink.
They got this weird retarded guy with a...
And guess what? Kevin in HR, we let him wear whatever he wants. That's how generous we are.
Yeah, we're not destroying the future and making the America unrecognizable. We got this crazy guy in heels.
Yeah, they bring him like when they're getting ESG results. They're like, look, there's Kevin or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, believe me, he's not the head of commercial paper.
Yeah.
He's not moving block trades. He's not, selling bonds. So
That's a good point. Another person who's this type, this is a guy who says, what I eat in a day is a vegan model.
All right, y'all. So here's a highly anticipated what I eat in a day as a vegan model. Starting off, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with banana. And then for lunch, I had a tofurkey sandwich with mayo and mustard and spring mix with cheese, toasted bread. It was so good. And y'all, I did not realize that I ate freaking sandwiches all day. So don't come for me. But I loved it so much. And then for dinner, I had Mr. Charlie's fast food chicken sandwiches with a Coke and my alkaline water. And y'all, I usually drink probably a gallon of water every day. But anyways, I love you guys.
Yeah. Do you guys see what he looks like?
Yeah, here's the mirror shot. We'll go back to it.
There's the mirror shot.
That's what a vegan looks like.
He looks like a post-op trans woman or whatever.
Yeah, that's
a woman
Elliot.
who become a man.
Mm-hmm.
And then he eats all the fake shit. He eats the faux turkey and he eats peanut butter and jelly on toast.
Yeah.
No meat. and that's what he looks like, and this is how he acts, and this is what his hair looks like, and his body, and that's how his brain thinks.
Are you seeing the correlation? Are you seeing the causation? He can't even bench the bar.
He can't even bench the bar.
So
he probably wears like ankle weights and like does a walk as exercise.
Pilates. He's in the class with all the women. He does women classes.
So it's just something to point out. Like, this guy eats vegan and he looks like that. All right, this next guy is on Ozempic.
First day post Ozempic shot. I'm having a little burger bowl with turkey burger, I hope. Some low-fat mozzarella cheese, some lettuce, some jalapenos, and some pickles.
Doesn't look like
And we're going to have a little couple tater tots on the side.
All right.
All right. Painted nails, fat gay pig.
Fat gay pig, loud.
Loud. Fat and gay, there's that combo again, right? We were talking about it, I think, probably 2 weeks ago. I just wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's a tough scene out there. And we were having this conversation before. I think when you're fat and gay, you kind of get louder.
Automatic.
You kind of get a little more flamboyant. You're kind of like, I'm not just some fat guy. I'm a fat gay guy.
And like boisterous is kind of like a fat word. Like boisterous.
Yeah.
So then like he's boisterous.
Yeah.
He's fat. He's gay.
He's boisterous.
Yeah. He's loud.
Yeah.
It goes all hand in hand.
All right. So you can't win if you're a vegan twink, skinny gay, and you definitely can't win if you're a fat gay. So,
and then if these guys were just like, oh, here's my breakfast, I ate a ribeye with 2 eggs,
they wouldn't be in the video anymore.
They would become like strong.
Oh,
they would solve their problem. That's the whole overarching point. Is like, yeah, you do Ozempic and you eat some turkey burger or whatever, nothing good's gonna happen. And then you're the other guy, you're eating vegan to be a model, and you're 110 pounds, nothing good's gonna happen. You have to just eat steak.
Yeah,
and eggs.
You might get a job at BlackRock, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not a high-level one.
All right, speaking of LGBT, there is a new Latino frat dance that just dropped. You guys are gay.
This, sometimes when we're in Cringe, when me and Fleccas are discussing clips, I say, if all you have to say is, wow, that's gay, or these guys are, then we can't put it in Cringe. We need to have a broader point, right? But I see you still went with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just all you got to say. And this would be, to me, if I was on campus and I was walking past, I'd be like, oh, what's that? Oh, all right, I'm definitely not going there.
Yeah, it's like reverse recruiting.
Anti-recruitment tool.
Like if you saw this and you're like, oh, I need to figure out which frat to pledge. Oh, Lambda Theta Pi is doing the gay dance, choreographed dances together. And they're yelling.
Toodles.
Yeah, I'm not going to that one. They should be bench pressing.
I know. I was going to say, any energy they spent doing this choreographed dance would have been better spent if they were all in the gym and like 3 guys to a bench alternating between sets. They kind of take over a corner of the gym, and it's annoying for everybody else, but they're getting stronger.
Or you get like a gym set up on the front lawn of your frat, and you're always just like shirtless and tatted and just like benching in the yard.
Yeah.
Some real, what's it called? Those... not niños. What do they call those guys?
Cholos?
Cholos.
Some cholo shit.
Real cholo shit.
Yeah. Niños are children. And so these guys, like there's a certain thing, like if you're going to want to do a dance, a choreographed dance like this, every single guy needs to be absolutely shredded. I can't do this. I can't do a dance like this and look cool. I'm not at that shredded.
But it's like you gotta, like the hakas, whatever, those things?
Yeah,
That's like the only things that are close to this, but that is not as choreographed. They just go left, right, and yell.
And they're usually fucking rugby players.
And they're about to go smash people up on the rugby field, and they're yelling. I get it. This is a little too Beyonce.
This is on the quad. It's a little too sassy. So.
All right, let's go to our next clip. Jack Doherty gets pressed at the gas station. Jack Doherty's the YouTuber kid who sent the chain into space.
We covered that.
He also goes through the mall and like shoulders people, and then when they get in his face, his security comes and like de-escalates or like challenges the guy to a fight, and the guy usually says, no, you're gigantic.
Yeah.
And then like that's his content, so they pressed him at the gas station.
Jack Doherty's at our gas station.
Hey, yo, pussy! Yo, you're a fucking pussy, bro. What you gonna do about it, bitch? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, you finger the Island Boys, bro. You a bitch. You a bro. Hop in your whip. You ain't gonna do shit. Kids in the Island Boys fingering them and shit. Gay ass hoes. Gay ass hoes. Get on my block, boy. Get on my block. Yeah. Why you wearing pussy?
He pulls away fast like an idiot.
Oh, I love that.
And that's what happens when you're kissing the Island Boys and shit.
Yeah, when you live by the internet clout sword, you die by the internet clout sword, and people are looking to scalp you. So
yeah, that's
I like
exactly true. And they pressed him.
Yeah,
they didn't beat him up. They didn't hurt his car. They kind of just got in his face and said, "We're not happy with how you're doing things. You're a pussy. You're not representing the good parts of society."
That's how the world should work. That's how it should be regulated. Clown on him.
No one ever yells at us when we go do stuff.
Nope.
It's pretty nice. All right, our last clip in Cringe. I want it to be a surprise because it comes at the end. So let's just watch it.
Biggest bass this season.
I think this is a spoiler.
Going back in the fucking water.
It's a big bass. I'm sure everything will go fine.
It's a nice bass.
Sends him on his way.
Swim off, you beautiful, beautiful
Ah! And he got bit by a snapping turtle. He got bit by a snapping turtle.
That's a snapping turtle.
That's why it's in Cringe, because it makes you cringe when you get bit your finger off like that.
All right, thank you.
All right, Urban Decay has just started. Are you ready?
Yeah, I noticed it's a light Urban Decay. We kind of spent a lot of time in Housekeeping and Cringe, which is fine.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little light and urban, nothing crazy, but we're right on time.
Okay.
All right. The new e-girl, I don't know if that's a derogatory term. I'm not using it in a derogatory way. Is it internet girl? Is that what e-girl stands for?
Yeah, she popped up. She's on the internet. You know what she's up to. Everybody probably saw this girl.
Everyone saw the clip. We're going to play the clip if you haven't seen it. This is what's going viral and why there's people mad at her.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas. And they don't care. We don't.
So, that's she said that. Everyone got mad, or people were saying it's great too. I don't think it's a huge deal, obviously.
Yeah.
But the right wing, one thing I'll say about the right wing, we tend to prop up people that we assume are great just because they said something like slightly racially insensitive. She's just like us. This is based. And then the simps kind of prop her up. And then they become like a commentator, and then later in politics, they'll let us down because they don't fully understand politics or the MAGA side or what right-wing politics needs. So it's like I don't really give too much attention to it because, I don't know, she's not blowing anyone away.
Yeah.
I don't think it's important. If you want to be entertained by her, go do it, but I'm not going to rely on her for any sort of like commentary or insight.
I agree. And it also just gives them the proof, there it is. The boogeyman. Everybody knows you say it in private. You say it when you stub your toe. Mm-hmm. You don't say it on the internet.
You say it when you get cut off by a Nissan Altima.
You say it when you get cut off by a Nissan. It's got that donut wheel on it. They're driving on that for months. That's when you say it.
When the window tints are illegal.
Exactly.
That's when you say it.
You don't say it on the internet.
So the reaction to her video is what we're going to focus on today. People were tweeting her. Can you show this? So
this gay black guy said, the internet has made non-black people way too comfortable. She's dead ass serious. And then he said, we got to start knocking people out again.
Yeah. Really got to start knocking people out.
Again?
Way to stand up to injustice. You guys do all the murders. You abort more babies than you birth. The ones that are born usually don't have a dad. But yeah, we gotta stand up for what's going on.
We gotta start knocking people out again.
We gotta knock people out. We don't need to. We're not good at reading, but that's okay. We don't need reading. This girl cooking in her kitchen, saying a word for 1 second in a 3-minute video
that you say all the time.
That you say
in every music video, every movie, every single thing. Will Smith just said it in Bad Boys 2 or whatever.
Yeah,
everybody says it all the time. But this white girl, that's our word. She ain't allowed.
Yeah, exactly. This is the injustice.
And then here's the other counterpart. This is I think from a black guy, right?
Yeah.
This is the counterpart, the smart angle, which is to be not baited into this. He said, y'all really going crazy because a white girl said N-word on video, LMAO. This is why you're broke and your kids can't read at grade level. You have bigger fish to fry. Neighborhoods in shambles, crime everywhere, kids being shot on a pretty regular basis. Kids can't read or do math at grade level. Highest divorce rates, lowest marriage rates, horrible SAT scores, least time spent studying. but have the time to police the word NIG, clowns.
Yeah. It's true. And there's a meme that goes along with it too that sums it up as well. Black people are so violent, say it to my face and I'll kill you.
Yeah.
That's true.
Everybody's getting baited here. There's a circular baiting happening, and she used it to get a ton of followers, and they're proving the I'll beat your ass if you say a word thing.
Yeah. Her saying the N-word for 1 second was a big problem. In other news, LaToya Cantrell from New Orleans has made a Back That Ass Up Day, the mayor of New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans mayor declares June 11th, Back That Ass Up Day, based off the hit song from Juvenile. Y'all remember Juvenile, right?
Great.
So the proclamation honors the 25th anniversary of the popular song Back That Ass Up by Juvenile.
So yeah.
That's what they're up to.
That's not the problem. That's a good thing. That's a cultural celebration.
That's what it's all about.
And then we have another headline from New York Post about some black crime. Gunfire erupts across NYC with 6 shot, 2 dead as summer weather hits.
Damn summer weather. Summer weather! Like, you killed my son! Summer weather!
Well, that's what's making everyone go crazy. What was the excuse 2 months ago?
I know.
What was the excuse last year?
And that's the funny part. It's like, how can one race or group of people be like, oh, summer weather. Like, my seasonal depression is gone. I'm happy as a clam. We're going to the lake house. And then another group's like, summer weather. They weren't going to do it, but now
it's time to start shooting. It's getting hot.
Yeah.
All right. Next is a clip from a grocery store. This person did the I'll give you $1,000 or double it and give it to the next person.
You could either take this $1,000 or you could double it and give it to the next person.
I would take the $1,000 because I don't have anything. I just lost my father 2 months ago.
It was just a prank, so you're not getting anything.
You're supposed to double it and give it to the next person, and everyone feels good. And she goes, I'll take the $1,000. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Pitching your down on your luck case to get pranked. That's pretty dark.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to our second page of Urban Decay. The bad dog section, we have some pit bull action. First is the pit bulls attacking the horse. Poor horse just sitting there.
He probably got ran out over a fence or something, and the pit bulls are just working him.
People don't realize when you conceal carry, there's a good chance you're going to need to shoot a dog before it's a person. Like if you're at the dog park or if there's a pit bull in general doing bad stuff, it's like that concealed carry might come in handy. Situation like this, you go just kill those dogs.
Yeah.
We'd love to see that.
Look at those dogs, man. One track mind. They're loose. They're just ripping apart a horse's face, and the horse is like already done fighting. It's actually genuinely sad. They're just going for his neck.
Yeah. And then our next story is a woman who got killed by her XL bully.
Yeah, XL bully owner was, and this is in Ireland, was celebrating birthday when she was mauled to death. And the story goes, this woman who has all the cliches, an XL bully owner who referred to her dogs as her sons, was mauled to death by 2 of them on her 23rd birthday. She had been out celebrating her birthday before she was attacked by a dog outside a house in Limerick, County Limerick, at 11:40 p.m. on Tuesday. Video footage shared online before the attack shows Miss Morey dancing and laughing with one of her 2 dogs in her home with the caption, "My boy." And here's the cherry on top. Obviously, it's sad. The girl died. But she says, I don't give an F if you don't like the look of him. And I certainly don't give a F if you think the breed should be banned, she said. This is my son, and I don't give a F if you think he looks aggressive. And she was killed by those dogs. So she also had posted online previously on social media about struggling to control one of her XL bully dogs, looking for advice on a Facebook group. So, this is
advice. Make them physically respect you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't?
You have to yell in a loud, deep man voice and have more testosterone than the dog.
Have the ability to pick him up by his neck.
Yeah.
And then really just show him who's in charge, and then he'll start listening. Oh, you can't?
So obviously this is a sad story and a girl died, but the way I read this story is more about a girl who ignored multiple warning signs, and like she's saying F you to these imaginary or real people who say you shouldn't have that breed. You shouldn't be, a 23-year-old girl shouldn't have dogs that are this high on testosterone and unneutered and absolute beasts. And so like she was aware and saw all that advice, but then had multiple of them anyway, and then now is dead as a result.
Yeah.
So
there's an empathetic disconnect from reality.
Exactly. And I don't think this is more of like a refresher for girls or women in the audience or guys with a girlfriend who has an XL bully or is thinking about getting one. Once you have the dog, it's over. You're not getting rid of the dog usually unless he snaps at your face and you go, whoa, that was a close one. But it's a gentle reminder, like women kind of, you think a dog is just, he's a good boy, he's a dog, he's nothing. These are beasts. And a lot of women don't have the tools to take care of it. No, some men don't.
Oh, yeah.
So you get the vegan twink from earlier. Same advice applies. He should not have an XL bully. Oh, Leroy, you're dragging me around. He probably likes it.
I put him in a hat. Eats the kid.
That the infantilization of the dog too. These are my sons. These are my boys. Nobody knows anything.
It's like the same mindset that like these progressive women use to bring the sub-Saharans here.
I know.
Oh, we need diversity. They want a better life. They're good people. They're brown, so they're good. And it's like the same mindset as the girl who's like, oh, I'm gonna go to Pakistan and hitchhike to prove that they're not bad people.
Yeah.
Then they get like raped and murdered.
And it's called rolling the dice with your own life.
I guess I was wrong. And also keep in mind, a lot of times the girls choose the bear over the man. You choose the bear, you can't even handle a dog.
That's it. That's the bear. This guy, you see how big his fucking head is? That guy's ready to rip you apart if he turns on you.
Yeah.
And, it happened to be on her birthday. There's another pit bull story that I was watching an episode of Forensic Files on. You want me to go into this?
Yeah.
As long as we have time. Basically, there's a new caveat, and this is an old case, but it's like a new warning to the audience that I didn't think could happen, but a pit bull can set you up for murder. So basically the story goes, in 1989 in Emory, Texas, paramedics were summoned to this rural place, this rural like 5-acre homestead, basically. Husband and wife had brought their daughter all the way up to the paramedics. Little girl was bleeding from her femoral artery, like horribly bad, had her leg all thrashed up. The girl's last words were like, the dog did it. The parents brought her to the paramedics. Surgeons kind of started doing surgery on her leg at the hospital. Little girl ended up dying, mauled by wild dogs. But then the police got it in their head that like there wasn't that much evidence, and they were looking at pictures that were post-surgery, which the doctor will clean up the leg wound with a scalpel so it doesn't look like a dog had torn off that skin.
It looks like clean cuts.
Clean cuts, like somebody knifed her or something, because the doctor was attempting to do it with a scalpel. Basically, the prosecutors, this is like prosecutorial incompetence as well that happened. But long story short, both parents, they kind of made a case against them for child abuse. Both parents got a public defender. They were a little broke and sentenced to life in prison for killing and abusing their daughter. And then they were exonerated after serving 5 years. They got divorced. It's like this whole horrible story about wrongful conviction because a dog mauled this girl to death and sent these people to prison. So
dog will frame you for murder.
A dog will plant a gun on you like Denzel Washington in that movie. The dog don't. So it's a new caveat with pit bulls. They can frame you for murder too.
They're thinking big.
Yeah, they're thinking 3 steps ahead.
Well,
actually, they're not.
They're not.
They're
thinking 1 step.
Thrash.
Kill
thrash.
This thing. And if you're the thing, you're gonna die.
And to be fair, I don't even know if those were pit bulls, but come on.
Safe to assume.
When
in doubt, whenever you hear a bad dog story, pit bull.
Come on,
or
Texas.
Pit bull mutt.
Yeah.
That's why we sell the Kid Thrasher shirt. Yeah. FleccasMerch.com, best merch in the game. Kid Thrasher shirt is for sale. That's why we sell it. Get a shirt today and tell the world how you feel about pit bulls. I'm gonna get a new one.
I actually need one. I don't think I ever got one.
Yeah, I can't find mine, so I'm just gonna order a new one.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's not get too down or too depressed. We're moving on to Uplifting Gold, the favorite part of the show for some people. All right, before we get into our clips, I do have a quick announcement. We are doing a crowdsourced, audience-sourced Uplifting Gold section for our last episode before we go on vacation in 2 weeks. So make sure you guys are sending your clips of homemade Uplifting Gold, no matter what it is, as long as it's kind of cool and
Kid hit a home run. Did he catch a 10-pound bass? What happened?
Catching bass, hitting home runs, drawing pictures, knocking rock stacks down. Whatever you guys got, send to the made-up intern, Zach at fleccastalks.com, Z-A-C-H at fleccastalks.com. We're going to collect all those uplifting clips and then feature them on our last show before vacation. And our Uplifting Gold on the last show before vacation is going to be all audience-based. It's going to be lit. We're already getting some. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the first Uplifting Gold clip, the anti-LGBT kid. This kid's at a pride parade. Look what he does. Yeah. Some twink tries to hand him some subversive
materials.
Literature.
Yeah.
Subversive material.
I've got some twink literature in my car. I'd love you to take a look. And he stomps it out.
Love to see it. Might be a hate crime. Maybe they should try that kid as an adult.
Oh, yeah. He'll be serving until he's 21, and then they'll switch him to an adult facility.
Yeah,
so
life in prison.
I love to see that.
Let's go to the train kid. This is another good one.
Just press the button when you talk, okay? Next station stop.
Attention all passengers in coach 257. Coach 257 will not open at Maple. Maple is our next station, and once again, if you are located in coach 257 and wish exiting at Maple, please make your way through the train in the opposite direction the train is traveling. Once again, Maple's next.
You're so good! You're so good!
Isn't that nice?
It's
uplifting.
You got a touch of the tism.
He loves trains.
He likes that shit.
He has photographic memory. He remembers every word people say.
Yeah, doesn't like when you touch him. I love that.
Yeah, that's good to see. Kid likes trains. Kid remembers stuff. Kid rides the train a lot. They're not pissing and doing drugs on the train yet.
Yep.
So that's good.
The bar for Uplifting Gold is pretty low these days. All you have to do is not outwardly being bad.
Yeah.
Just slightly being good.
It's sad. All right, let's go to the Indian actor. What do you have to say about that?
Indians are like that. They like being. They're very. What is it? What's the TV
Theatrical?
show? No, what's the TV shows that are in the? They're like
Bollywood?
soap opera. They like soap opera type shit.
Yeah, they like that.
Yeah,
that was good acting. Us
No.
Americans don't approve.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
Bad acting. You're
Sorry.
a bad actor.
I would fly in Bollywood, but not here.
All right, let's go to the bad landlord situation.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Go grab something off the coffee table.
Go grab your laptop real quick.
Called leasing office. Leasing office said they're unavailable.
Leasing office is unavailable.
Oh, got that 9/11 dust.
That rat shit dust.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That'll give you cancer.
I don't know why that's an uplifting.
Yeah, well, what's your point there?
Well,
Indian guy doesn't even act. Kid with the train. Kid with the train was good.
Yeah, the kid with the train.
All right. I see where
Well,
this
it's
is going.
uplifting because it didn't happen to us.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it is. We
Yeah, and
all
it didn't
have-
happen to you. That actually is uplifting, is showing someone else's misfortune and then reminding everyone else how fortunate they are.
Imagine you have a weekend and you're off from work and then your whole weekend is spent. Oh, I had the roof fell in from the second floor apartment and now I'm living in a hotel, but my landlord's paying for it. But it's really, my laptop's there. I had to clean it up. We have a cleaning crew.
I'm living out of my suitcase.
You got to build a whole new roof.
Yeah.
That's why it's uplifting, boys
There you go.
and girls. All right, let's go to the guy who gives an iced coffee to the homeless guy. This is uplifting.
Yeah, this is great. This is some of your best work.
Hey, you want iced coffee? Yeah. Sorry about that.
I like it.
That's a good bit. Honestly, that's a clean bit.
Let's end on an actual uplifting thing. Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the whole NFL.
Yeah.
Whenever I do sports betting, which is rare, and I don't recommend anyone does, I always bet field goal kicks because it's fun. And I always say, how many times does the offense go down the field, not get there and kick a field goal all the time?
Yeah.
So I always bet 3 field goals each. It's like 1,000 to 1 odds, and you bet a few bucks.
Not 1,000 to 1, but yeah.
It's, and then Justin Tucker is the most reliable. He's kicking like 4 field goals a game.
There you go.
That feels good.
There you go.
Sometimes it's uplifting because sometimes the music is hoes. I shot somebody. Do drugs. I'm drinking cough syrup.
Yeah, that's Ave Maria.
That's Ave Maria.
That's a classic.
You know how that music is like? That music is. It does something. It elevates you up. It raises your vibration in a good way. Music now is all satanic and demonic and low vibration. That and classical music and all that stuff raises you up so you can stand on mountains. All right. That's the end of the show. It is Friday, and we do have shout-outs.
Jesus.
I know. It's getting crazy.
Yeah. We're like, we might have to call it soon. This is like doppelganger level.
Everyone just keeps getting born.
How many birthdays do some of you guys have? 3 a year?
Yeah. So many people are lying to me. All right.
Somebody wanted a shout out for something. I'm not going to actually shame them, but it was like, oh, could you shout out my this? And it was like some random kind of life event. And it was like, no.
All right. Happy birthday to Belinda on June 15th. Her and her husband, Corey, watch as a weekly ritual.
Happy birthday, Belinda.
We appreciate you guys watching. Happy birthday to Shannon's boyfriend on June 14th. Make sure you guys include the name when you send shout-outs.
Happy birthday to Shannon's boyfriend. Sounds like Shannon tried to do a good deed, but didn't quite get the name in there.
Yeah. Close. You got the shout-out.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Uncle Sean on June 16th. He's watching with the fam on vacation right now. Hope you guys are enjoying. Happy birthday.
Shout out to Uncle Sean. Hopefully you're the cool uncle.
Yep. Happy birthday to Sean on June 14th, and congrats on the new baby.
Happy birthday, Sean. You shouldn't have put him next to Uncle Sean, though. Now everyone's a little less. There's a
lot of Seans to go around.
All right.
Happy anniversary to Doggist and Lindsay over at Raccoon Ranch. Happy birthday, too, to Doggist.
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 Like August with a D.
Dawgust.
Really?
And it sounds like a white guy.
I've never heard that before.
Do you think if it was like August? Like D apostrophe?
No, I thought it was Doggist, like you pronounced. Well, anyway, happy anniversary and birthday, and I'd love to hear the story of that name.
Yeah, happy birthday and anniversary to Doggist and Lindsay. Happy birthday to Art Jordan on June 13th. Him and his wife Alicia are huge show watchers.
Happy birthday, Art.
Happy birthday to Josh on June 13th. He turned 27. This is from your wife, Naomi. Happy birthday.
Naomi got it right.
Yeah, counts as one of your gifts.
There you go.
Happy birthday to Jacob's wife, Courtney, turning 26 on June 15th over the weekend. Very nice.
Happy birthday, Courtney.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to AJ on June 14th. He turned 7.
Happy birthday, Big AJ.
Happy birthday, AJ. Have one of your parents DM me, and we're going to send you some free t-shirts. We love you, dog.
There you go.
All right. Happy birthday to Chris Houghton on June 11th. We missed it last week, but I remembered, and he and his wife, Amanda, love the show.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris. You're a real one. Happy birthday on June 11th to Mike from Barbara, the best new wife of all time. Mike is turning 49. They do date nights with the show.
Lovely. Happy birthday, Mike.
And they also said we're in the family now.
Oh,
they
the
spend so much
family.
time with us.
All right. Wow.
So we have more family now. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Happy birthday to Chris, who turned 37 this week. He and his girlfriend Tori are big show watchers.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Chris and Tori. It's a nice American couple.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Thomas Smith on June 15th. And happy Father's Day as well from Becky.
Oh, snuck in a Father's Day. They were the only one who got a Father's Day?
And that's the only one.
Happy Father's Day to Thomas Smith.
Happy Father's Day to Uncle Sean, too.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Is he a dad or he just sounds like an uncle? I don't know if Uncle Sean...
He's a dad, too.
Okay.
Happy anniversary to Symphony and Phil. They had their 3rd wedding anniversary, and they've been dating for 6 years, and now they've been married for 3 years.
Symphony and Phil.
Symphony and Phil.
What's his last name? Harmonic? Phil Harmonic?
And then they met me in person at Liberty University in 2020.
Very cool.
So I remember that. And then we are going to end with a shout-out. Actually, no. We're going to put that in our Uplifting Gold for show-sponsored Uplifting Gold.
Okay.
That is the end of shout-outs. Another Fleccas Talks in the books.
Make sure you don't forget the names. That's kind of a lesson here.
Another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FleccasTalks.com for a 30-minute bonus land dropping right now. Remember, we're going on vacation at the end of the month through July 4th. So you're gonna want to join Bonus Land now, because when we're gone, there's not gonna be public episodes, but there will be Bonus Lands on Tuesdays and Fridays for that week we're off. So make sure you guys sign up. Might as well do it now. Join the Bonus Land family. Thank you guys for watching. Any closing remarks, Richard?
None.
Happy birthday to Richard. Make sure you send him that $9 so we can buy golf balls.
Thank you. You don't have to.
We'll see you at the next one.
You guys just got off that boat? Hey, fuck you. Go back where you came from.